Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ventspils, Latvia. It's the regular season Group C final game for these two teams, Ventspils and PAOK, in the Basketball Champions League. Well, it's the final game in the regular season, but there's a lot more to come for both of these teams. The question is, where are they going to be getting it done today? A lot of things will be decided in the Basketball Champions League. And when you look at this, PAOK and Ventspils, well, we'll get more into the playoff scenarios here just in a second. But Ventspils up against PAOK in Group C. We also have Murube Ushak Sportif taking on leaders Asvel, Rosa Radom against Neptunus Klaipėda, who still have hopes of finishing as high as first, and EVU Baskets Oldenburg hosting Varese. Well, Ventspils will finish fourth if they win this game against PAOK, and that means automatic qualification for the playoffs. If they lose to PAOK by 4 or more points, they would be an unseeded team for the playoff qualifiers. So here's how it stands right now. Group C standings, Asvel up at the top. They need to win to be assured of finishing first because a loss in third place Neptunus, if they were to win, Neptunus would leapfrog everybody, go up to the top. EVU Baskets, of course, they're trying to finish second and also clinch a spot directly into that next qualifying round. You saw a little bit further down, 4 versus 5 is this game, Ventspils and PAOK. The PAOK, if they win 4+ points, they would be an unseeded team for the playoff qualifiers. If they win at Ventspils by 4 points or less, or if they lose, they would be an unseeded team for the playoff qualifiers if they're among the 4 best teams out of the 5 in 5th place that finished 5th in the groups, the 5-18 groups. PAOK, well, we've talked about this roster a lot. Sulis Markopoulos, who's going to be the guy. We thought Thaddeus McFadden was going to be a real jolt for this team. He ran into some trouble against Kramer of EVU Baskets, but he's certainly a big talent. Antonis Koniadis, and up at the top there, Linas Rizikopoulos, a couple of big talents. Miljanovic, Nenin Miljanovic, the point guard, Soklas, also the veteran point guard coming off the bench. Big Keith Clanton is somebody that you want to keep an eye on. Clanton among the top big man in the competition, certainly when you look at his work on the boards. For Ventspils, Willie Dean up at the top, Zelionis, number 11, Janicenics, the Latvian international, number 14, Ronald Zakis and Folarin Campbell have all had some big games for this Ventspils teams. So a big game. This PAOK team has traveled all the way from Thessaloniki, Greece, down in Southern Europe to the Baltics to take on Ventspils. And you might notice Jonas Painus there, one of the best players in this team. He is a Latvian and plays for Latvia's national team. Wearing the white shoes there in your screen, pretty much in the middle. And so he's going to go out and try to beat a lot of his compatriots today and try to spoil the mood, so to speak, here in Ventspils.
Head coach Solis Markopoulos, assistant coaches Kostas Charalampidis and Pantelis Boulos.
Well, we see it's not Carlos Wisnieks calling the shots tonight for this Ventspils team, but Getch Fogels, who started the season as an assistant. And Ventspils, they've had an up and down year, as you would expect just by looking at their standing. They started off with a loss, a 1-point defeat at home here to EV Baskets Oldenburg, but then they won 3 games in a row, and things looked really good. They beat Rosaradam. They lost at Norba Ushak Sportif in the 3rd game, but then they won against Goreze. So they started 2-2. They fell at Asvel by 15. Then they rebounded with a 5-point win over Neptunus Klaipeda in the battle of the Baltics. They lost the first game against PAOK 85-81. So they'll be looking to avenge that, and hence the importance of the final score. So not just getting the win for Ventspils, but they were to win by 4+ points. If they were to lose to PAOK by 4+ points, then they would be an unseeded team for the playoff qualifiers. Whereas PAOK, if they win at Ventspils by 4+ points, or if they win at Ventspils by 4 points or less, it implicates the final standing. So we'll see how this unfolds today. Points differential, always something to bear in mind, and it's why every second of every game is so important. It's not about running up the score, but it's about preparing yourself for these potential tiebreakers later in the season, certainly on the final day. So it's going to be Coniares, Margaritas, Seibert, Painters, and Clanton in the starting 5 for PAOK. Coniares, I've raved about him all season long, is up-and-coming Greece international. I think he's going to be good. Here's Coach Markopoulos. And for Ventspils, we've got Atta, Willie Dean, Gulbis, Zakis, and Campbell in the starting lineup. Now, the reason why Fogels is in the hot seat, so to speak, is coaching there. It's health reasons for Carlos Muiznieks, which the club announced back on January 7th. He was going to need 4 to 6 weeks. And so Fogels was promoted to the top spot in his absence. Referees tonight from Italy, Serbia, and Slovenia: Tolga Sahin, Sasha Mercic among the refs for tonight's game. Also Milan Nedovic from Slovenia. So it's Sahin from Italy, Maricic from Serbia, and Nedovic from Slovenia. There's Painters. So the Latvian getting a start tonight against his team here in Ventspils, where he's been no doubt on many occasions. Now, Painters in the first meeting between these two teams, in fact, did not play. So he will be excited to get out there. Certainly, the stakes are high, and we're about ready to tip things off. Of course, that first game went to overtime between these two teams. Seibert had 16 points in that win for PAOK. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Latvia. We're in Ventspils for the Basketball Champions League game day 14 clash between Ventspils and PAOK. It's the final day of the regular season, and Painters comes out and drills the three-pointer. The Latvian liking the air here in the north of Europe, in the Baltics. Willie Dean, bounce pass, gets knocked out of bounds by Clanton. So Zakas was looking to use those legs of his, which are like, he's got springs in them, and go up for a two-handed jam, but Clanton read the pass. Campbell. Zakas doesn't even think about the jumper, gives it back to Campbell. This time, another pass to Zakas, knocked away. Koniadis has it. Painters fouled as he goes baseline. Clanton doing a good job down there on defense so far. In that first meeting, Clanton had 13 points and 13 rebounds. He had a plus 24 efficiency rating. That is not bad at all. He also had a couple of steals and a block. Played 28 minutes. So Painter's going to inbound the ball. His three-pointer is what separates these two teams here in the first minute. Koniadis gets it over to Seibert. And now the pass knocked away. And coming the other way, and Painters goes up and gets the block. So that was the drive by Atta. Here's Atta from the right. And draws the iron. Now Koniadis with those, I think, not pink shoes, but kind of a faded red, faded pink. He gets into the lane, puts up a tough shot. Good job from Willie Dean defensively. Just kind of stood, didn't give away too much ground once he got close to the paint. Now here's Dean. And I think Koniadis wishes he probably had that one back.
Number 6, Antonis Koniadis. First foul, pick up easy.
Now Golbis outside, puts up a long one and gets Ventspils on the board. Well, Midas Golbis looked like he was just enjoying himself out there on the perimeter. Showing us that left-handed stroke. Now Koniadis answers for a three. How about that from the young man? Atta now inside, and the miss from Zakas. Painters looks for space inside to Clanton. Clanton makes the bounce pass, and for Lauren Campbell commits the foul. I'll tell you what, at the other end, you know, if there's one player PAOK don't want to lose, is Golbis, because he's shooting close to 50% from three-point range. He's played 5 games for Ventspils. Now Koniadis shakes and bakes, gets it over to Painters, and Painters, his shot rattles out. And Zakas got the rebound. Golbis, another one, and that time an air ball. Referee's not going to bail you out on that one. Seibert looks down low, gets it over to Coniatis. Right at the free throw line, it's good. I tell you, he has got very good size. I think most scouts would tell you Coniatis, yeah, he's a point guard, but looks bigger than 1.9 meters to me now. Another foul. PAOK have the 8-3 lead.
First foul, second team foul.
Entry pass, and Campbell scores it easily. Have you heard the phrase scoring the ball creep into the basketball vernacular? He scored the ball. I'm not sure what I think about that, but I've heard it more and more. Anyway, back to the game. Seibert over to Margaritas, no good, and Coniatis gets the rebound. Now Clanton goes to work, and Zakas missed the foul. I'll tell you, there's a real art to playing defense in that low post. And especially against a guy that you're giving away maybe an inch or two. There's Janicic coming into the game. Valarin Campbell comes out as Fogels looks for a little bit of a booster here offensively. Markopoulos, meanwhile, looking on. Seibert from the left falls down. Of course, the regular season, 280 games, so we're getting close to the end of those 280 games, and then the real fun's going to start. Although I have to say, if you've been watching the Basketball Champions League, you know there's been a lot of fun already. It's been incredible. A lot of buzzer beaters, a lot of overtime games. This first meeting went to overtime, and PAOK won it by 4. Now, there was a push, and another foul. There's the bump. So just in a nutshell, as you look at Zakas trying to box out down low, and Otto puts up another long jump shot. I don't even know if he grazed the net. McFadden, meanwhile, is checked into the game, so that's instant offense for PAOK. See him with the headband. The 5 group winners of the 8-team groups go directly through the second round of the playoffs, and the 3 best second place teams as well. Now, you won't have either of these teams in those slots. Now, Margaritas come to life here early on, looking pretty impressive. The 4 best 5th place teams will advance. One of these teams will finish in 5th place after tonight. And another 3-pointer is good from Coniatis. And now the turnover, and Ventspils in a little bit of implosion mode here. Clanton gets it down low against Zakas, patiently gets it back outside to Margaritas, and his attempt rattled out. Margaritas, and now another turnover, and thankfully for PAOK, Coniatis went down for the follow, but if I'm Ventspils, the coach, the fans, I mean, Janicic knows much better than that. He's a veteran, and just to throw it over like that, such a lazy play. That's incredible. And the young man, Coniatis, the teenager, punishes him. Coniatis, just 19 years of age. Doesn't turn 20 until September 30th.
We gonna go get
I'd be surprised if we didn't see some hot tempers on that Ventspils sideline. Let's listen to Coach Markopoulos.
Stop camping now. Everybody asking. They must stop camping.
I'm on fire.
So it looked good for Ventspils at this point when Gulbis hit the three-pointer, but Cunyates has just been sensational. Hit a couple of threes. He's hit that long one. So coming back the other way, it's Willie Dean. Over to Yannichenux. And the long jump shot is good from Yannichenux. Much better. It's always a good sign when you come out of a timeout and you get something positive. And now the pass almost intercepted by Scaley. He commits the foul. PAOK with the big 15-8 lead. And now McFadden. Dribbles around up top, puts up a three. It's good. Well, they are smoking hot right now, PAOK. They are putting up the threes and just, there's only one team in it right now, folks. And it's the visiting team from Greece. Very flat start for the home side. Yannichenux hits it outside to Gulbis. And Hristokopoulos reaches in and commits the foul. And Willie Dean with the turnover to Seibert. He hands it off to Hristokopoulos, who ran the floor very well. Nice over-the-shoulder pass from Seibert. And it really has been a horror show for Ventspils from a mistake standpoint. The turnovers, especially. See the foul count for both teams right at 4 right now. So the next one will be sending players to the free throw line. Scaley dances in, unmolested, puts it up and in. Clanton's got it. His pass quickly, and Hristokopoulos again, and the selfish Clanton hitting his teammate. Hristokopoulos does the right thing. He goes up and says, "Thanks, big fella." Watch this. Reaches over. That's when you see a teams together. So it's a 12-point advantage. Zelionis hands it off to Yannichenux. Seibert reached in and committed the foul. There was no question about that. It's okay to play the hard defense, but commit the foul, you got to raise your hand. And that was definitely a foul. First one is good. Matas Jedins has come into the game, number 8. And Janicic makes just one of two. Zieden's almost got the rebound, but it goes out of bounds to PAOK. Now, what PAOK's hot shooting start has done is clearly it's going to force Ventspils to get out and guard him out of the perimeter, and that should open up some driving lanes. Of course, they're so hot, they might just attempt them anyway. They've given it to Clanton, and he just bowls his way inside and goes to work like the big fella. Jaden could do nothing. That is a mismatch of the highest order. And now the turnover. And I'll tell you what, it is getting worse before it gets better at this stage. PAOK are just putting a hurting on Ventspils. Janicic, quick pass, and bit of good fortune there. The ball landed into the hands of Zelionis, the Lithuanian, and he put it up and in. Now Clanton again, gonna be some help. So he passes it back out to Corniatis. Now McFadden puts up another three, and this time is off target. So an opportunity for Ventspils to get a little bit closer. Scaley holds it out. And McFadden just picks his pocket. Now there's a break, 2-on-1. Christopoulos goes in for the flush. And boy, it is not a pretty sight right now for Ventspils fans. Look at that. Scaley just fell asleep, and McFadden unselfishly hands it off to Christopoulos for the easy one. And finally, something positive to happen. Jaden's for the three. McFadden, though, puts up another three. And PAOK head over to the bench, leading by 10 after one. Again, this was Jaden's wide open and knocking down the three, but the first quarter was owned by PAOK. Well, we're at the end of the first quarter, and you can see PAOK shooting 78% inside the arc. They have knocked in 4 threes. It's kind of surprising. It seems like they have a lot more than Ventspils in that department. But in fact, they've only got 4 threes and Ventspils 3. But look at the 6 steals and the turnovers. Ventspils with 6, just 1 for PAOK. And PAOK turning those turnovers into points, into fast break points. And boy, if you can do that, it makes it awfully difficult on the opposition. If you can get some turnovers and fast breaks, get some cheap buckets. So Ventspils need to turn this thing around quickly, and they need to do it, play a little bit smarter basketball. I have to say they probably hit an all-time low in the quarter when Janicic, not long after entering the game, tried to make a pass and just threw it right into the hands of PAOK, and they got an easy bucket. Well, second quarter underway here in Ventspils. Ventspils trailing by 10, but Janicic immediately makes that a 7-point deficit with a 3-pointer, his team's 4th of the game. Well, that's what he does. He's a scorer. And just like this man, McFadden. Now Clanton. Backs up Jaden's again. Oh, nice patience from Clanton. I mean, that is just low post patience and low post moves 101. I mean, he just made it look so easy. Quick pass, and Zilionis could not save it before it went out of bounds. But as good, as sharp as PAOK have looked out on the perimeter with some of their guys, really, as Clanton's play just looks automatic when he catches it in the low post. He's either passing it to the open man or he's going to work himself. Now Koniada's back in the game. Holden gets the ball over to McFadden. Again, Clanton. This time Zilionis will have a try. Clanton outside Hersakopoulos, and Hersakopoulos, folks, is in his rhythm. He looks good tonight. He's looked as good tonight as he's looked all season. Look at this. Patient. Hit a couple of threes. He's been good on the fast break. He's come off the bench tonight, and now he commits his second foul. He's a big talent, Hersakopoulos. I think the mental side of the game is where he struggles sometimes. And he goes out, Sokolas, the veteran, comes in. And Hersakopoulos has to be pleased with what he's gotten out of Hersakopoulos thus far tonight. Campbell passes it out. Scaley, ooh, a little bit of a Euro step there, almost walked. Gulbis put up the three. Now gets it back, but fumbles it away. And Sokolas with the rebound. The bearded point guard coming off the bench. The referee calls timeout. He wants to go talk about perhaps the shot clock. Gulbis falls down, but he's back up in time. Guard Margaritas. Now McFadden going up against Campbell. Might have a step of quickness on Campbell there. One to watch. Look at Clanton. Boy, he is a machine tonight. Clanton is just going to work. Just get him the ball down low. Nobody is stopping him. There's either got to be some help coming or Zakis over on the bench. It just has that forlorn look looking out on the court right now. A foul against PAOK. They've given themselves a great shot tonight, folks, PAOK, to win this game and to win it and to get into fourth place. And the ball did not go in. Zilionis was up there, but couldn't quite get his hand on it. And a foul committed by Scaley. Now Clanton puts it up, misses, gets his own rebound back, and we'll get two shots. He's going to be upset with himself for not getting the and one there. So Clanton has had a great start, but he's turned a potential three-point play now into what can be at best a one-point play. Folks, just so you know, the Basketball Champions League playoffs draw is going to take place on Friday, and it'll be held between 2 and 3 o'clock Central European time. It'll be at the House of Basketball in Mies, Switzerland. Now, there will be a live stream available on the Basketball Champions League Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. And also everything will be available from the Basketball Champions League homepage, which is www.basketballcl.com. So you make sure you keep up with events here in the Basketball Champions League. This is an exciting week. And Gulbis trying to play defense there, is posted up and commits the foul. His team trailing by 15. Margaritas has looked good tonight. That was an inspired start tonight by Markopoulos. Knew what he was doing, didn't he? Now out to McFadden, and he's brought McFadden off the bench as like a burst of scoring. And Gulbis gets the rebound there, but this Ventspils team needs to start finding their way back into the game. And the long one from Lamenus is off the iron, and that's about as good as they're going to get on that one. Zakas has picked up another foul. And Gleniadakis tries to post up Zakas, and now Gleniadakis just lost the plot. No need for that. Threw a little bit of a elbow into his opponent. So the unsportsmanlike foul called on Gleniadakis. Zakas holding his, watch this, right in front of the referee. If you're going to do it, which I'm not advocating, but if you are going to do it, you can't do it right in front of the referee. And Markopoulos is just thinking, why do you do that when we're leading by 15 points? I mean, this is a real opportunity for Ventspils to kind of change the game in their favor. You know, it could end up being a 5-point trip down the floor. Zakas has to make free throws. He does make the first one. Coming into the game, free throw shooting for Zakas was a real adventure, as that showed only shooting 53.3%. Now we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one because he was holding his shoulder, and as if he's injured it, but still maybe a little bit of a break for PAOK that, you know, sportsmanlike was delivered against him. Lamenus drifts in, hits the jump shot. So it was indeed at least a 3-point trip down the floor. And with that, Markopoulos calls timeout, perhaps wanting to remind his guys, listen, we got to play smart basketball. We got to play intense. We want to get after them, but we don't want to be stupid. And Gleniadakis let his team down now that time.
Double X, Yanis.
Okay, let's go. Go up.
So Zakas, the recipient of the unsportsmanlike, and made 1 of 2 at the line, and then Lamenus drifted in and hit the mid-range jumper, kind of the running jumper. And PAOK now try to stop this little run here cold in its tracks. It's only 3 points, but nevertheless, it could be a momentum-changing sequence of plays. Koklas calls the shots up high. Now McFadden are spreading the court. McFadden spins, gets in. What a move from McFadden, but he didn't make the shot. Nevertheless, not a bad move at all. And Janicic misses the long one. Jakovic also in the game. Number 7 for Ventspils. Ingus Jakovic. McFadden fouled a long way away from the basket by Gulbis. So already PAOK in the bonus with that one. So not a good foul at all by Gulbis. And McFadden makes the first. Interestingly, McFadden has had his struggles at the line as well, coming into this game shooting 57.1%. Although he's only attempted 14. Remember, he was kind of a late regular season addition to this PAOK team. The drift and the move, and this time no good for Lehmanis. I get the feeling if Ventspils are going to get any joy in this game, it's going to have to be getting offense from their defense. Soklas puts up a 3, and it's early in the game, folks, but that dagger was just that. I mean, you just feel like right now PAOK are really laying down the law here to Ventspils, and you don't know if Ventspils are going to have enough to recover. Janicic passes it back outside, and Jakovic misses. Lehmanis has it again. They would love to answer with a 3. Zaka sets the pick, he rolls. Janicic over to Lehmanis. That's going to be off the front of the rim. And Zakas tried to get the putback. Maybe he'd been better served of coming down with it and passing it back out. Now inside to Clinton. Is he going to go right at Zakas? He might. He is. He's going to work. And he draws the foul on Zakas. The body language, everything right now for Ventspils just isn't good. Willie Dean comes back into the game, and Ventspils facing a nightmare situation. He comes back in for Jakovic. They are trailing by 17 points. There's got to be some inspiration from somebody. Boy, Clinton really bricked that free throw, and they are fortunate, to put it mildly, right now that they're not trailing even by more points. And the missed opportunity for PAOK. Now the bump, Campbell gets inside, puts it up to the left, misses, and this time Zaka says, I'm going to get the putback jam. Nobody's stopping this. No more of that little touch putback attempt. It's better to go up with a little bit of force. He's got the hops. See if that gets him going. Margaritas gets inside, and Gulbis. And the size advantage for PAOK is they're exploiting it to good effect. So Margaritas continues to look good tonight. He only played, averaged 14.7 minutes per game in the 4 games that he had played for PAOK coming into this, and averaging 4.2 points. So giving him a lift tonight, Margaritas. Now the long one, well, it's not a 3, but inside the arc. His long jump shot missed anyway. Clanton faces a double team. Coniatis open, and we've seen that before, but this time he fails to knock it down. Willie Dean thinks about going right at Soklas and then passes it back to Campbell. Campbell goes right in, puts it up and in. That was a slick move by Campbell. That's one of those let's get it going folks. Soklas loses, had the ball knocked out of his hands by Willie Dean. Boy, Hisarkopoulos was really impressive for PAOK, but he hasn't come back into the game. Fourth place, Ventspils, losing right now to PAOK. Here in Group C, and another three-pointer from McFadden. And boy, they've got it bouncing their stuff right now. That takes it right back to a 17-point lead, 43-26. Point slow to register on the graphic. Gulbis gets inside, almost loses it. Campbell gets inside, passes it over to Yanichenux, and that's good. That was a 2. So back to a 15-point deficit. Ventspils need to get some stops, try to get a little bit of momentum going back into halftime, but McFadden wide open. And boy, Ventspils living dangerously. Willie Dean. Oh, what a move from Willie Dean. Forget the fact that he goes into the land of the trees. He just skies high and lets it go with a little bit of confidence there. Took it right at Margaritas. Margaritas did everything he was supposed to do. It's just Dean was a sublime move from him. So timeout. Markov was talking about this final minute. Coniatis with the 10 points. Hisarkopoulos, as you saw there, was having a big impact on the game, but we haven't seen much of him since he left. We haven't seen him at all, in fact. You know, this PAOK team, when you look back at their results, maybe they're better than their record suggests, although some people would say you're only as good as the record says. But when you look at some of their results, they lost that triple overtime game at the start of the season at Rosa Radom. Lost by 6 to Asvel in their first game. Lost by 5 to Neptunus. Lost by 1 at Motorbike Usak Sportif when Painter's three-pointer was after the final buzzer. Now, a little bit of dispute here. Who is going to get the ball? And I think PAOK are not going to win this fight here away from home. Here's Seibert trying to make the pass. Oh, yeah, that was a good call. He was already well out of bounds. Well, we haven't seen Miljanovic, but here he is. Comes into the game with 29.4 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And the foul before the shot, so Ventspils will get a couple of free throws. Campbell makes the first. Good free throw shooter, shooting 74.3% on the season. 26 of 35. But only makes one of two. So they could have gotten to within 11, but right now, certainly better than what it was a minute ago. McFadden has it. Dances around up top, looks for an opening. He's going to step back. He's going to shoot a long jump shot, and the ball falls to Seibert, and I think he made it. They are going to count it. Boy, it just hasn't worked at all for Ventspils, and that was a fitting end to the first half because PAOK have been the superior team, and they lead it by 14 at halftime on the strength of that Seibert putback, 45-31. So Ventspils' shooting percentages aren't horrible, but their decision making has been questionable. A lot of turnovers, 7 steals for PAOK, 6 of those coming in the first quarter. Rebounding is not too bad, pretty equal, but some questionable plays. And certainly the Janacek's turnover, which led to the fast break, stands out. So Janacek comes off the bench and has 9 points. Konyatis started and has 10 for PAOK in the first half. 2 steals for McFadden. So Margaritas has the only block. And you've got Hryssikopoulos that had the 9 points coming off the bench. Konyatis started and had 10, and also McFadden coming off the bench with 8 points. So 17 big points coming from those 2 players off the bench for PAOK, who lead it 45-31 at halftime.
Vai noteikti ļoti skaidri. Nu, bet nevar jau visu vienā albumā. Mums jāspēlē kaut kā. DJ, lūdzu saslēdzies rīņā, bet ejam pa vienu cauri. Tas ir gatavi pa vienu. Lūdzu, pirmais, otrais. Pagaidām visi tiek cauri. Sakas nereāls. Mums gāja.
45-31, PAOK on top of Ventspils here in Latvia. It's been one-way traffic to this point, folks, and not looking good for Ventspils, but at least they know they'll be moving into the playoffs regardless, although if they perform like this, they certainly won't have much of a chance. It's been a really poor showing so far for the home team. Maybe the home fans can know that it can't really get much worse. They actually have plenty of time to turn this thing around. They got to make some shots, but more importantly, they've got to stop making mistakes. The turnovers really hurt them in the first half, in the first quarter especially, and you've also got to get the grips with how to perhaps defend in that low post against Clanton and some of the other guys. Especially Clanton's been going to work on them, and at least get a hand in the face of the PAOK shooters from long range. But so far, PAOK have been by far the better of these two teams. Remember, PAOK last week came from way back against EV Baskets and almost pulled off a stunner. They were trailing by a big number in the fourth quarter, and very nearly came back all the way. In fact, it was 60. Let's see, it was 66-49. They were trailing 66-49 with about just under 8 minutes remaining. And then it was, and then they stormed all the way back and closed the gap in the final minutes to 78-73. Then the big three-pointer with 21 seconds left from Seibert made it 78-76. Ricky Paulding then hit a couple free throws to kind of calm things down, and Painters hit a 2. Finally, EV Baskets held on barely to win it. So they know better than anybody that a team can come back, but certainly in that first half, there was only one team in it, and it was the team in black, PAOK. And Seibert drives in, misses, tries to get the the first one up. Clinton is looking over at, I think, Paynes maybe, and asking why didn't he put up the jumper. What we do know for a fact that is if PAOK win this one decisively, they will finish in 4th place. And Ventspils will finish in 5th. If Ventspils were to come back and win it, they would finish in 4th. So we'll just see how things unfold here over the last 20 minutes. Now the inbounds pass to Paynes, he was short, so good start for Ventspils. Looked a little bit more together defensively on that occasion. Gulbis open, puts up a 3 and rattles it in. And just like that, it's an 11-point game. Clanton, a long way. Feels Zelionis on his back. They swing it over to Coniatis, the 19-year-old. Bounce pass to Margaritas. Margaritas, he gets it to Clanton, and this time Zelionis commits the foul. The sign of a good coach, well, one sign of a good coach is how you make adjustments at halftime. And we're going to see what type of adjustments the coach of Ventspils, Gens Vogels, has made. And that was another strong move from Margaritas. So his fine play is continuing here for PAOK. Willie Dean goes behind his back, gets inside, and Clanton just puts those big paws up and knocks it away. Now here's Paynes, and he was trying to get the foul. He chased the ball back down, got it over to Coniatis. Now Seibert over to Margaritas. He's going to go at Campbell. Oh, nice move from Margaritas. Boy, he's been one of the players of the game, folks. Get this man to rock. Both he and Clanton are proving to be quite the force down low for PAOK. And the lead has jumped back up to 15. Now offensive foul called on Zelionis. And Markopoulos looks out there and says, that's right, guys, that's it. Now we're playing some ball. Gens Vogels. Wouldn't say it's a worried look from Vogels, but it's a concerned look. We got to start playing better. Janicic is guarding Paynes down low. Paynes might catch this pass from Clanton in the corner. There he is, wide open, puts it up and short. Campbell drives in, puts it up off the glass and in. He's got some nice moves, Campbell. Look at that. Now Coniatis has it knocked out of his hands, and it's Dean who did it. Now the foul called by Margaritas. And suddenly a little bit better here from Ventspils. That's a good foul from Margaritas. And look at Dean saying, come on, that's an unsportsmanlike. Breaking up the fast break, but the referee says, I'm not going to have it. Janicic for 3, rims out. Now Coniatis. Inside to Clanton. Now, what will they do? Zelionis gets a little bit of help coming from behind. Campbell, good. And then Campbell throws it away. But a foul called on Seibert when he was making the pass.
Number 6, second foul, second team foul, outra forma de
no good, or shot no good. Margaritas gets the rebound. And Seibert puts up a three and nails it.
Jordan Seibert, 3 points, 3
So Seibert is a player that can stroke it with the best of them when he gets it going. Now Cornelius reaches in and just takes it away from Dean, and another lackadaisical pass from Ventspils. And they just are not focused like they need to be for this game. Well, they're fortunate to get it back, but only 7 on the shot clock. Dean puts it up, and the rim not kind. The pace of the game, everything right now suits PAOK. No question about it. Deliberately bring it up the court. Now they're getting it to Painters. Seibert explodes, puts it up and draws the foul. Well, Seibert was able to put up kind of a twisting layup, and you can see with Campbell the frustration. Fogel's going to make a change as Seibert goes to the line. So both free throws good. And it's an 18-point advantage as Zelionis re-enters the game. Who's going to be the difference maker, if anybody? Well, it's going to be Zelionis. Oh, he's going to get rejected. The SWAT team, Clanton, is definitely on it today. And Seibert traveled. I'll tell you, Clanton is deceptively active. He looks like he's moving very slow, but look at this. He says, I'm not going to have that, and he sends it out to the corner. Zelionis says, nobody's stopping me. And Clanton says, well, check this out then. So 10 Ventspils turnovers and another offensive foul called against Ventspils. Zakis is having a hard time. Scaly coming out now into the game. And Zakis just kind of a look of disbelief. Koniatis hands it off to Clanton. Doesn't force it. Passes to Margaritas. Bartender, give me another one. Man, he is putting them up and in. Margaritas really having his best game of the regular season. And now he comes around, knocks the ball away from Zakis. And then trots down the court like, yeah, there's more where that came from. Now Clanton goes hard. Oh, what footwork, and this time doesn't make the shot, but he looked good missing it, if that's possible. Scale for three. And Seibert goes up for the rebound. So it seems to be getting worse before it gets better for Ventspils. Thought they might start to turn things around at the start of the second half, but the lead has instead ballooned to 20 points. And they're in danger of falling even further behind. Oh, look at that. Painters just knifes his way into the lane, soars up for the easy one, as if to say, you can expect to see us in the playoffs, because we're not leaving here without an impressive win. Still a long way to go, but Ventspils looking like they're at 6s and 7s right now defensively. Well, Fogels certainly believes if his team can go out and execute, they can get back in the game. Particularly if they start playing some defense. But there was no defense on that one. That was probably the easiest two that Panthers has scored all season long. Christopoulos back into the game, and a three-pointer made by the veteran, Yannicheniks. Seibert, bounce pass, Christopoulos. Doesn't want to do too much. Puts it up and in. Christopoulos has been lights out tonight. I mean, that's 11 points for him. Tell you, when he plays within himself, he's pretty tough. Lauren Campbell goes baseline, hands it off to Zakas. And Zakas, instead of dunking it, tried to lay it up and in. And now he'll have the testing challenge of going to the line to shoot free throws. Look at Campbell. Nice play by Campbell. And Painters comes from behind and commits the foul. So Zakas is at the line. Saw him struggling at the line in the first half. Christopoulos trying to, perhaps the biggest challenge for him at this stage is to keep PAOK's players fully concentrated on the task at hand. Because really, you can't see way back for Ventspils in this game if PAOK continue to play as well as they have. I mean, credit goes to PAOK, but on the other hand, Ventspils have made it pretty easy for them. We talked about Seibert having had the big first game against Ventspils. He's been solid, but really, I mean, there hasn't been anybody from PAOK that stands out as not having had a good game today. I mean, we haven't seen much of Mijanovic, who we had seen quite a bit of this season. Haven't seen much of Gleniadakis. I suppose he came out and made kind of a boneheaded, unsportsmanlike foul. But other than that two, it looks pretty good for the team in black, for the men in black. And Zakas focuses and gets the first one to go down. This is not an easy part of the game for somebody that shoots 53% at the charity stripe, and he nails both. So that's a good start here for Ventspils if they're going to start to turn things around. But they got to get some stops, perhaps get some steals and easy buckets. That would help their cause immensely. Zieden's back in the game, and sure enough, a turnover, and Yannicheniks has it, pulls up for three. Rims out, but Zieden's hustles down, gets the rebound. Scaly on the baseline and misses, but Zieden's keeps hustling and gets his team another chance. Boy, that was the Zieden's possession because he was doing all the hustle. I think Yannicheniks did the right thing by attempting the three. He'll hit that shot. Now Campbell's open. He's going to put up a three, and his is going to stay out as well. Konyatis gets in, has it taken away. Scaly this time. Yannicheniks is going to go hard, Boy, tried to force it up, and Seibert hustled back and got in his way. I'm not sure if he got the block, but another opportunity goes begging for Ventspils. And McFadden goes up. And with 1:40 to go, you feel like the window is opened ever so slightly, or the door. But talk about self-inflicted wounds. That is one right there. Unforced turnover.
Ventspils kommer now over the summer Ventspils at this aspect.
Some of the other action tonight, Neptunus Klaipėda going for first place.
Substitution for the PAOK, number 30.
They're winning 60-47, and if Asvel fall at Moderate by Usak Sportif, which they are right now, Neptunus Klaipėda would go up to the top spot. Traveling down low. Staley up top. Hands it off to Atta. Now Campbell puts up a three. Still can't get it to fall.
Ligas Frisiko Polos.
And the ball almost thrown out of bounds. They save it. Seibert gets it, goes in for the dunk.
Jordan Seibert.
So the turnovers, the fast breaks, they've all been going the way of PAOK. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it's just not working for Ventspils. And that is the end of the quarter, and PAOK right now just kind of on an imperious march to victory here at Ventspils. They are in command after three-pointers. Well, that's the quarter-by-quarter scoring. You know, looking at some of looking at this group, we've got Ventspils fourth and PAOK fifth. And if you look up at the top, Asvel, they are leading it at 10-3. EV Baskets Oldenburg are at 9-4, and Neptunus Klaipėda at 9-4. Now, EV Baskets didn't have an opportunity to go into first place, but if Neptunus win tonight, Asvel lose, and EV Baskets were to lose, Neptunus could go all the way to top spot. As you look at the shooting stats and so far, and also the rebounding and the assists. But what's happening right now is if you end up with a three-way tie with Ventspils up in, they were to fall and EV Baskets were to win and Neptunus Klaipėda were to win, then you'd have a three-way tie. And in that case, Ventspils would finish in first place. So just to clarify that remark, and really it doesn't look very good in that sense for Neptunus Klaipėda jumping up into first place when you consider that EV Baskets are in command of their game. EV Baskets at this point are up 60-40 with less than 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. So Vorese need to mount some type of serious comeback for that scenario to unfold. So the likelihood is that you would have Ventspils going ahead and winning it even with a loss today.
Jakovic.
64-43, 19 points is the lead for PAOK. Miljenovic in the game, Christopoulos in the game, McFadden, Christopoulos puts up another one and off target. Bounce pass down low, Miljenovic takes it away. And it's just not happening for Ventspils.
Number 13, Miljenovic.
So what's interesting about European competition is when you get to this stage of the competition, there's so many myriad of ways things could happen. If this team wins, this team loses, teams end up with the same records, then you have to go to tiebreakers, how they fared against each other, how many points were scored, and so on and so on. And could end up having certainly, by the looks of this, the way this is going, PAOK climbing up into fourth place, Ventspils going into fifth. There's Gleniadakis going up and misses the layup. But it would appear right now as the pass goes inside and Gulbis makes it to cut it back to a 19-point deficit. It would appear that the PAOK are cruising to a big win, but we'll have to see if they can close it out. McFadden gets in and draws the foul.
Number 17, Jakovic. Department coming up is the first foul.
So the lead goes back to 21 with McFadden's free throws. And the drive and the tip, and Zakas unable to put it back up and in. And Seibert hits a three. So Seibert keeps PAOK in the ascendancy. Their lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Well, the crowd reacts as Zakas steps outside and knocks in a three, and certainly he let go of a lot of frustration with that shot. Benedakis left open. Short to mid-range jump shot and puts it back up to 23, the lead. And a Chanex over to Golbis. And Golbis hasn't really stroked him today like we perhaps anticipated. And the basket for PAOK takes it up to a 25-point advantage with 6.5 minutes remaining. Offensive rebound, and then Seibert takes it away. Get ready for the air show, folks. Oh, he fumbled it, so he just goes up old school, lays it up and in. And the lead, 75-48. I don't think in their wildest imagination that PAOK thought they would travel to the Baltics today and win this easily, this convincingly. But they really have put a hurting. Well, they've put a hurting. They've opened up a can of whoop. You know what I'm talking about. And they have really cruised here against Ventspils. Vogel's clearly frustrated. Let's listen in. So PAOK on what appears to be an inevitable march to fourth place here. They are on top 75-48 and cruise control, to put it mildly. I mean, they just don't look they're going to be denied today. I mean, they could even, if they turned on the afterburners, get up to 100 points. Although I doubt we're going to see him score 25 points over the final 6 minutes. But you never know. Miljanovic changes his direction. Hasn't played much in the first 3 quarters, but here he is. And he gets it, puts it up, and misses. Zelionis with the rebound. And a Chanex. Back outside to Willie Dean. And Miljanovic then takes it away, and an unsportsmanlike foul called to prevent the fast break. So Miljanovic, who is another of those free throw shooters that really struggles at the line. So Zelionis called for the unsportsmanlike. And, you know, this could be a 5-point trip down the floor. So 100 points not entirely out of the question. Maybe the only thing that saves Ventspils in that sense is that you've got some wayward free throw shooters out on the floor for PAOK.
Substitutes for the PAOK, number 16, Dimitris Karamanolis.
So McFadden bumped up high, and he's called before that for palming, for turning it over.
So Ventspils get it back with 5:14 remaining. Willie Dean bounce pass to Zilionis, and he puts it up and in, the reverse layup. Some loyal fans here cheering on Zilionis and Ventspils as they get it back to a 26-point deficit. And now another offensive foul has been called on PAOK, a block. And really, there's no need to get upset if you're PAOK at this stage. You are on top, winning decisively, and the only thing that can deny you the win that you need is yourself. You got to keep those emotions in check. Willie Dean. And now he's called for Paulman. So what comes around goes around. Not the first time he's been called for that this season. Jadens comes back into the game. Gleniadakis goes up, and Zakas held his ground well. Gleniadakis struggling to get it going tonight. Janicek misses from 3. Willie Dean now has it. Clock is the enemy. Willie Dean, a long jumper. Boy, their shooting is wayward. Chrysikopoulos has it. Gets it to Gleniadakis. And he's been pretty good with his short jump shots tonight, Gleniadakis. You got to take that shot when you've got it, and he has hit it. 28 points to lead with 3.5 minutes to go. PAOK closing in on their 7th win of the regular season. Zakas denied. So both these teams will end up 7-7, and PAOK will move into 4th place. Ventspils will drop into 5th place. So PAOK, they know they're going to be playing in the playoffs, which they didn't know before the game.
Ventspils komanda laukuma atgriežas numur 15 Artis Ante.
And Miljanovic misses from the line. That's got to be something that he works on over the summer, next summer. And free throws go awry again for Miljanovic. Jadens. Dean has it. Dean puts it up and will take 2 at the line.
Number 16, Dimitris Karamanlis. First foul, pirmā personīgā piezīme.
Free throw is good. Gets it back to 78-52. So just as a reminder, as we spoke about it earlier tonight, they'll be having the draw ceremony come Friday. And if you want to tune in, there's ample opportunity to do so. It'll take place in Mies, Switzerland, 2 p.m. local time, Central European time, on Friday the 27th. And the live stream will be available of the draw for the Basketball Champions League playoffs on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. Everything will be available from the Basketball Champions League homepage, which is www.basketballcl.com. So I hope that you'll tune in and see where your team is going to end up playing in the playoffs. Quick pass down low, reverse layup is good from Lehmanis. Tomes Lehmanis. See if Ventspils can fight back and make this a more respectable score. And foul called before the shot. Janovic gets in the paint, puts it up, misses. Atta has it. He started, but we haven't seen him that much tonight. Lehmanis gets it to Willie Dean. Well, the performance just hasn't been up to anything close to what Ventspils needed tonight to clinch fourth place. And nice runner. Karamanis. Atta from the left. Zakas with the rebound. And the ball goes back over to PAOK with 30.3 seconds remaining. Well, at least Ventspils know they're assured of a spot in the playoffs. They won't finish as high as they had wanted. Nice move again by Gleniadakis, catching it, driving to the basket. What about Margaritas? Boy, he played well tonight, didn't he? He really did help PAOK. Maybe he'll be a key player for them moving forward. Sure he will be. But PAOK are going to move into fourth place. And that's the kind of night it's been tonight. Jaden's missing it. After the slick pass from Willie Dean, Markopoulos knows his team put a hurting on Fogels and co. And they'll have a happy trip back to Greece. Wonder who's going to be buying the team dinner tonight. (84-54). PAOK win it convincingly at Ventspils. They're in the playoffs. They finished fourth in Group C. And Ventspils finished fifth. They will also advance in the competition. Convincing win for the team from Thessaloniki, Greece. PAOK cruised to victory over Ventspils in Latvia, and they're all smiles as they head off the court. And some of the PAOK faithful made the trip from Thessaloniki to watch them do it. Perhaps their most convincing performance of the whole season. Look, I mean, in the end, just 9 of 16 at the line, but they were hit 9 threes. They were 24 of 40 inside the arc. They made 12 more shots inside the arc than Ventspils. And the steals was a big factor. PAOK with 13, just 5 for Ventspils. Those 13 steals leading to a lot of points, especially early on as they built a big lead. 19 turnovers for Ventspils, who quite frankly, turned the ball over tonight too much, and a lot of it was unforced. Seibert ended up with 14 points. Clanton led the way. Look at Clanton with the 5 assists. Go get him, big fella. He's doing everything. Miljanovic ended up coming up with 3 steals in the limited minutes that he had, and Margaritas gets his name amongst the leaders there with one of the blocks. Seibert with the 14. Hristopoulos played well tonight, 13. Koniatis, all 10 points coming in the first half. And Echenix had the 12 points to lead Ventspils. 84-54. It was PAOK winning it in a rout here in Latvia. I mean, it was a no doubt about it win. It was cruise control all the way for the team from Greece. Ventspils started things off. They had a little bit of hope, but once Margaritas and co got it going, there was no stopping PAOK. Well, before this game, they won by 7 on game day 2 at home over Motorbaius Exportif, by 5 at Varese. They won by 4 in their first meeting against Ventspils, a game that went to OT. They did win by 19 over Rosa Radom. By 9 over Neptunus, Klaipėda, but by far this was their most convincing win of the season. I mean, they just completely blew out Ventspils, who just didn't look together. They couldn't hit their shots. They turned the ball over. They just didn't have it, didn't bring their A game today. I would go so far as to say they didn't bring their B game or their C game. It was a really lackluster performance from the team here in Latvia. Fogels, who's taken over the coaching duties, while Mwisnieks tries to get better with his health issue. Didn't matter what he did, it seemed like nothing was working for this Ventspils team. That wasn't happy at all. And for PAOK, it was probably the easiest and certainly the most convincing win of the Basketball Champions League season for them. So, what do you think? What are PAOK's chances moving on in the next round? Make sure to watch on Friday when the draw ceremony is held. You can watch it on the Basketball Champions League Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels, or of course, everything will be available on the Basketball Champions League homepage. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching. More action coming your way tonight and tomorrow as the regular season of the Basketball Champions League comes to a close. Thanks for watching.